do you think that no matter what the economic headlines say, stocks are probably going to go up because there is so much money being thrown at the markets and the bond markets and maybe even directly the stock market in general?
Well, Brian, thanks for having me. I'm certain that that's been helpful for the stock market, but I don't think that that's the only reason we're seeing such a strong rally in prices. I think it's also got a lot to do with better or worse, and in this case, much better news and fundamentals.
What is that good news in particular? I mean, because all the data I see is pretty grim.
Yeah, I think when you're looking at the backward-looking economic data, for instance, this jobs report that we're likely to get Friday is going to be really, really bad. But when we're thinking about cases and the timeline and the projections for openings of these states and the resumption of economic activity, that's gotten better and better as the weeks have progressed here. So I think that's a lot of the optimism that's fueling the rally, as much as it is monetary and fiscal policy support, which has obviously been essential, but maybe not the only reason markets are going up at this point.
Well, I agree with you on the data. I mean, we don't talk about the backward-looking data, at least, much, because to your point, it is backward-looking, and things 2 months ago were so different than now that it's effectively irrelevant. But, listen, we still have rising infection rates. We have reopening experiments right now. And let's call them that, because if there are flare-ups, it is possibly things could change. I understand the optimism, and I hope that you are right, Timothy. But there does seem to be just this massive disconnect between Wall Street and Main Street, which is no doubt confused and probably frustrated a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. When I think about the disconnect here, and again, like you're saying, the economic pain that Main Street's probably experiencing right now, that look forward that the stock market is doing may have gotten ahead of itself a little bit. And I think when we look at classic bear market patterns, rarely do they end in straight lines. So could stocks have a setback from here, given, like you said, this continuing disconnect between fundamentals and the market moves? I think that's certainly possible, while still maintaining a relatively optimistic outlook that things are a little better than what we had projected even a few weeks back.
Yeah. Any sectors that have been beaten up? I mean, airlines, hotels, cruise lines that you guys at Invesco see as good opportunities. Is there any value to be had anywhere in the market right now, or is it still do what was working before, big technology and a few others?
I think still, one of the things that's been so interesting about big technology is not only was it a leader really for the last few years, but it's also been really uniquely positioned to help everybody work while they're in this situation and work from home and connect remotely. So I think those are going to be the leaders both during this period and even leading us out of it as people kind of slowly get back to those normal patterns. So I'm a little bit more on the quality and tech side right now than I am really bargain hunting quite yet.